So, I think a lot of the people that are going to be watching this who maybe have not had experience understanding the Hispanic market, or maybe they haven't had a chance to work on a client. What advice would you give them when they're working with companies such as the ones you mentioned earlier or others in those categories? So my client sells a lot of cars to Hispanics, but we at XYZ company in the group, we're not doing anything for them right now. What can we tell our colleagues so that they can start to understand this opportunity?
Well, first of all, customers are customers, and if we have a core need for transportation, we look at the alternatives. And if you live in New York, you think about it differently than if you live in LA.
Yeah.
Because you drive a lot more in LA than you do in New York. But at the same time, where you go, how you go, what kind of car you need to drive, there's core needs underneath that. But all of us like to shop and buy from those who see me as me. Not me as somebody else, but me as me. And that's been the whole science and art of marketing. And so my sense is that, as we think about it as a company and how we execute, number one, it's hard for me as an individual male to say I can relate to all the issues of a woman. Not to say that I'm not sensitive, not to say any of that, but as we learned in the late 70s and early 80s, bringing women into key roles, bringing women onto boards, bringing women into the whole discussion about those who are making 70% of the household purchase decisions just is logically intuitive. So at WPP, we should look around and say, do we have people in this company that reflect the market that we're trying to address? Because sometimes you bring a perspective, an additional perspective. It's not about diversity. It's about perspective. It's about the ability to understand that consumer and what are the trigger points and all that sort of thing. Because we can't assume things. We have to know things. That's helpful. And then when we do some of our research and the relationship that each of the entities have with Kantar and all the other pieces of the company, it's important for us to keep thinking that way. In today's model, just like we move from an analog world to a digital world, guess what? In the U.S., we're moving from old mainstream to new mainstream.
That's great.
And we should have these mindsets.
That's great. Well, Sol, thank you so much. I know you have a very busy schedule. Every time I'm connecting with you, you're in a different part of the world. Thank you for being with us here in Miami, where we have a great perspective on this community and hope to continue to do more for clients, and to have you as a role model and inspiration is very important to our company. So thank you for being here.
Great. My pleasure. And obviously, as a board member, I believe in this issue of horizontality, and I believe in this issue of market differentiation. And anytime I can be helpful, obviously, I'm trying to be helpful. Thank you very much.